The house on Cemetery Street. In 1984, the Novak family moved into an old house on Cemetery Street in a small village in the Czech Republic. The house was built in the 19th century and had long been vacant. The villagers claimed it was cursed, but the Novaks were skeptical and saw only historical charm in it. The first night the family settled in, they heard strange noises coming from the attic. Mr. Novak attributed it to the old wooden ceiling expanding and contracting. However, the noise intensified every night, and the family began to hear whispers, footsteps, and sometimes even screams. One evening, as Mrs. Novak was putting the children to bed, she noticed that one of the children's rooms was unusually cold. Despite it being summer, the windows were closed. Suddenly, she saw the shadow of a figure standing in the corner of the room. When she turned on the light, the shadow disappeared. She calmed the children and told herself it was just her imagination. A few days later, the family decided to look at the old documents they found in the attic. They discovered the diary of the former owner of the house, describing strange events and the disappearance of several people in the house. According to the diary, the house was built on the site of an old burial ground, and many believed that the souls of those buried there never found peace. Mr. Novak started researching the history of the house and found that previous owners had experienced similar problems. Several people had allegedly disappeared without a trace. Scientists at the time said they probably left their homes, but the local residents believed they were victims of supernatural forces. One night, when Mr. Novak stayed up to watch the house, he heard soft footsteps on the stairs. When he went to check, he saw an old woman in white climbing the stairs. She had empty eyes, and her gaze was chilling to the bone. Suddenly, the woman turned and disappeared. Mr. Novak couldn't believe his eyes. The family decided to leave the house and return to the city. However, before they could move out, the young child of the Novaks, who had never walked around the house alone before, disappeared. The family searched every corner of the house, but the child was nowhere to be found. When they called the police, they found the child sleeping in the attic, in a room that had previously been locked and to which the child had no access. The child was unable to explain how they got there. After this incident, the family immediately left the house and never returned. The house on Cemetery Street remained abandoned, and the villagers say you can still hear whispers and footsteps when it gets dark. Some claim to have seen the figure of an old woman in the windows, searching for new victims to bring to the world of spirits.